Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Link with Bones. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being with us. You know, before we start, Namhlanje, there's a few things that are just upsetting me in society. You know, today my hair is not cut and my beard is not being shaved. And all of that is because, my barber was gunned down due to extortion that is happening in our communities. You know, I once heard a journalist saying, if this extortion thing, sisayihleka and you're laughing because it's a bit far from us, what's going to happen, though you live in Sandton or you live in Camps Bay or wherever you live, people are going to come in and they're going to demand money because you are living in a certain area and have a certain privilege. And because we are laughing at it and it has gone too far, you won't have the power to stop it. So, it's something that's really upsetting. And I know it's nothing to do with the episode and everything, but maybe my guest might touch on it if she wants to. But I just thought I should speak about that and just things that in society you have normalized, ezingekho normal, things that are that normal. You know, when people get shot in daylight as if people are just cockroaches. Yeah, man. So I really hope, everything that's going on right now in the country currently as we're shooting this episode, the whole thing with Umkwanazi and the Police Commission of KZN. I hope, we can root out corruption in our country from its root because it's really something that's really upsetting me. You know what I mean? I don't know now I'm going to cut my hair. I have to think. Imagine. So anyway, yeah, that's not what we about, but I just thought I should just put that out there. So hopefully, or artist once said to me, if you speak about the dirt enough, someone will end up cleaning it. Because if we don't speak about it, then no one cleans it up. But maybe my job is to speak about it and someone else cleans it up. Or maybe I might be part of those that are going to clean up. But anyway, we are not there today. So we have a guest today, wonderful guest from Kayamandi. So we're shooting, as I always say, from Kayamandi, Stellenbosch. It's a township just outside of Stellenbosch. It's the second oldest township in the country. The first one being Ulanga. You can check that. It's a fact. So this is where we're shooting from. And we have our guest today, and we're speaking about her and just things about her and her life. And hopefully from that, you might get inspired, or aspired. So I don't do these intros where I say the person's biography, from bottom. What if now I have a guest that has no biography in match? So I let the people introduce themselves.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me, firstly. So my name is Khuthala, but I am mostly known as Siske Kayamandi in the space that I work. Khuthala is born in Eastern Cape, in Mount Frey. Got to live there for a very, very short time, but spent most of her life in between KZN. Yeah, but Khuthala, am I going through?
No, that's good. Continue.
Okay.
So you are born in Mount Frey,
Mount
which
Frey.
is a village just outside KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Coxted, that side.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I lived most of my younger years, actually. And then moved between Mount Frey, Matatiele, KZN, Mount Frey, Matatiele, KZN. So it's just been an interesting, very, very fun and interesting cycle.
So are you Xhosa, Zulu?
I'm Xhosa. I am Xhosa. Though my Xhosa sometimes, especially Xhosa Kayamandi, people are like, no, you're not Xhosa. I am definitely Xhosa.
Oh, okay, cool. So you moved in between the three areas, Matatiele, Mount Frey,
KZN.
and Durban.
Peter
Marisburg. Oh, okay, cool. And so you grew up in your younger years, and then where did you move to? When did you move to Peter Marisburg? Sorry.
We moved to Pietermaritzburg in my primary school years.
When
That's
you say
where
we,
I
who's
did.
we?
That's my mom, my cousins, and my aunt.
Oh, okay, cool. So at Peter Marisburg, then you were living with your mom, cousins, and aunt.
No, let me start it afresh.
Okay.
It's very complicated.
Okay, we have time.
It's very complicated, but it's. I actually enjoy my childhood a lot. Sometimes when people ask, "How was your childhood?" Though you can't remember the specifics, but it was fun. It was full of fun, and that's why I love talking about it. But basically, seeing abantwana bakagogo, when
When
someone,
you're saying C, you know.
I'll go there.
Okay.
I'll go there. Though I'm an only child, so I'll definitely explain the C, So sikhuliswa ngugogo, myself and many of my cousins. Sikhuliswe Mount Frey, most of our younger years, that's between age 5, age 6, age 7, 8. And the cousins, I mean like 7 of us, 7, 8
Wow.
of us.
So they were like your siblings, basically, né?
Yes, that's what I love about it. I'm an only child. I never felt it. I never felt it.
So you grew up basically black, you know? Because normally as black people who grew up with our cousins and they become basically our siblings, and more or less we live in one house raised by you, go.
Yes, and the way that Ugogo does it, you don't feel like who's loved more, who's loved less here, who's
Kaloku
Gogo.
nonke ningabantwana bakhe.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
treated the same way, disciplined the same way. Doesn't matter who's old, who's young, and it's just been a fun space to grow in, and very safe, very very safe to grow around. Ugogo, if I can say. I mean, watching someone who makes things happen, things that are not supposed to be happening, but Ugogo have a way to make things happen, especially if you're surrounded by so many grandkids, and it's not that our parents, have passed on or neglected us.
They didn't?
No, they didn't.
Okay. I was about to ask now, where was your
Kaloku you must
parents?
understand, kaloku uba those times, parents most of the time had to go out and find, income so they can be able to sustain the families. So most of our parents were working far from Mount Frey at the
Okay.
time, and so my granny was like, "Okay, everybody come," and it's something that as kids we didn't find it weird.
No, I think it was quite normal back then.
It
Yeah,
just
it was
became
quite
a
normal.
norm.
Yeah, it was
that,
normal.
Yeah, we have mothers who love us. We have people that are really, really out there to care for us. And we understood even from a young age that abasilahlanga, we didn't get abandoned, kugogo, but we understood as young as we were, because every chance they got, they came to visit us. Every chance they got, even when the first telephone was created, that one house that had a phone, they made means to
Are you
contact
that old? Like,
us.
you were born before the before the phone. Guys, I have no idea what she's talking about. I can't
But
relate.
if we're 90s, you know what I'm
No,
talking
guys, I was born in 2001. I have no idea what she's talking
You
about.
know what I'm talking about.
But tell me, so ke ngoku wena particularly, where's your mother at this time? Is she?
Yes, my mother is in KZN. She's
No,
a
no, I
nurse.
don't mean. Oh, now? Oh, back then? She was
Back
in KZN?
then.
Yeah, I'm talking about back then.
Yes, back then.
Okay.
Back then, my mom, she's a nurse.
Okay.
Actually, majority of abantu abadala basekhaya, they are in the nursing field. Ugogo wam,
But those are the
sister
jobs that we had, right?
Yes.
Back in the days, black people.
Teachers.
Nurses, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're in that space of being a nurse, majority of the time you are far from home. So my mom also, she was in KZN for the longest time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, so growing up, was it only females or was it males? Your siblings or slash cousins?
Cousins, there were 2 male cousins that
Okay.
I can remember. We had uncles. And when I say uncles, it's people that are close family members, close family friends that come to assist Ugogo with a few maintenance and things like that, which we didn't know, but we considered umalumbi, they are our uncles. Because I don't think there was ever a time where we were set down to say, this is your cousin from that line and that line and that line. We just said cousins, whoever comes, who's older, umalumbi, and we literally take you
Even
as
if they're the cousin, you call them malume because they're older.
we're all cousins.
Tell me, before I forget, Ukoko, is she still alive?
No, she passed on. She passed on.
When?
Oh gosh, how many? I can fairly say it's recent. 4, 5.
Oh, wow,
4,
so
5
it's
years
recent.
ago.
Oh, and how did you feel?
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But it broke. Not
Because she was like your mother, basically,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Not just me. I believe that it broke the entire family, because I think she's the one person that, I don't want to say connected us, but the older we got, obviously we worked in different provinces, but the place that we came home to was where Ugogo
Ugogo
is,
lived, yeah.
you know. So I think when she passed on, you could feel that there's a sense of, okay, where do we go? So yeah, there's a lot of impact, of course, individually. You know that I can never know about how it impacted everybody else, but I think for me it more than break me negatively, but I think it gave me a chance to really appreciate the role that she played. I think when someone is alive, you don't really know the impact that they have in your lives
life,
up until
yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah.
So I think there is that gap that was felt
Yeah.
when she passed on.
I can definitely relate, to Lendo Tetayo when you're saying when Gogo passed. Now, and you guys no longer have a home, though the house is there.
It's
There's
there.
difference between a house and a home. So though the house is there, but the home is not there anymore.
Yeah.
And these were all her kids. So they could also go back to their mother, but now abumama bakekho, the mother's no longer there. So, I understand bazoyapi, and your parents, meaning your aunts, they and uncles, they had their own houses, I'm assuming. So obviously they're just gonna stay there. I think similar thing happened to us, when our mother passed away. Is that my sisters used to come home a lot, December time, and similar vibe to what you're saying. But when my mom passed on, it kind of broke, because now it's like, okay, who are we visiting?
Yeah.
So I think in the Koko, in black communities, is really vital. And I'm saying that because now Koko one day. So just be,
Not soon, I hope.
obviously not soon, but I'm saying, when it's 50 or 20 years from now, but it's gonna happen. So when it happens, I just think have that. So we do not lose that Africanness. You know what I mean? Because I think, especially black middle class people going a lot towards Westernness in terms of just me and my family, meaning you, your husband, and your kids only. And then we're no longer doing that thing that, you guys used to do back in the day. And I feel we are losing that a bit. But anyway, this is not about me now, what I feel. Okay, cool. So now you in Peter Maritzburg?
Yes.
What are you doing there? High school, primary school?
Primary, because I think even the nursing field, there was that season where nurses were needed in the UK. I was around grade 4, grade 3, if I'm not mistaken, that time. So it meant now my mom is literally going to the UK. So also my grand is getting older, and there's all of that shifting, and parents wanting better schools and all of that.
Yeah, at that time.
At that
And because now you're the third or fourth generation go to white schools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually got to have that opportunity, and I'm forever grateful.
Oh, so you went to private schools? To white schools?
Hey, I don't know how to label it, but
No, my man, in South Africa, we have 3 school systems.
yeah.
We have black schools, which are in townships. We have colored schools, which are in the colored communities, and we have white schools, which are in your white areas. So
It was
after
mixed.
1994, we were able to go to white schools as black kids, if your parents could afford it, obviously. So I'm asking, did you go to
A mixed school, yes.
Okay.
From grade 4.
I see you want to sound politically correct. It's okay.
No, also because if you understand Ikopo, the place where the school was at, so it's very difficult to say what school was
Oh,
it.
okay, so it was a mixed school.
Yeah, so it was a mixed school, and I mean
So English was the
it had to be the
medium of
primary-
instruction.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So from grade 3 up until grade 7. Now this is moving from family completely into a boarding school system. From grade 4, I'm moving to boarding
That's
school
standard 2.
now.
Look, everything in standards, so that's standard 2.
90s, I told you.
I switch.
Yeah.
So okay, standard 2, and then you up to
grade 7.
To grade
in
7.
a boarding school. Most to set up your boarding school, you don't get to see your family much.
Yeah.
It's only during long weekends and school holidays.
So was the boarding school in KZN?
in KZN?
Okay.
In KZN.
Now tell me, at that time, sorry to disturb you there. So at that time, when you are in that boarding school, or when you're in that period of your life, what is it that's keeping you going? Because I mean, you're a child, boarding school, you just rebel and be like, I'm not gonna do this thing. Mother's not here, So what kept you in line, if I can, like, for a better word?
I think if I can compare boarding schools Zangokia and boarding schools Zangok, it's very different. Because the boarding school that we went to with my cousin, it's almost like a home. It's like a home setup.
Oh, okay.
Like your matrons and your teachers that actually live with you to care for you after school. We literally took them like as parents. So there's that discipline system, very strict. Like there were times for everything. When you came back from school, you know where you need to be at what time. If you are in a certain grade, you know where you need to be. It wasn't a matter of I'm gonna question this. It's confusing. You know, when you just come in a place and it just makes sense. Also, because I'm young. I'm grade 4. When you're at that age, you just do whatever elders say, whatever rules are there.
Back then.
Back then.
Because I believe you have a child, more or less.
Yeah, 7.
Does she do everything you say?
Ah.
Exactly. But anyway, no, sorry, continue. Yeah?
Yeah, but I think I appreciate a system like that for someone who's far from family because
So-
there's a lot of discipline.
So it made you not to feel as if you're far from family.
Yes.
But I think it also helped that your cousin was there, most.
Yes, I believe even if she wasn't there,
You'd still have.
it's I don't know how to describe it. I think because it's a large family kugogo in the Eastern Cape, and then you come
Oh,
in
to another
to a
large-
sisterhood that is
okay.
very very large. So you kind of enjoy that. It becomes like your space of becoming yourself. Compared maybe with someone who grew up as an only child, when they get to a space with a lot of people, they must still find themselves and
So
try.
though you're the only child, you're not the only child. Quite a nice dynamic.
Yeah,
here.
I've never felt like I'm the only child.
So in high school?
High school, still in KZN, but now in Pietermaritzburg.
Oh, okay. Still
Yeah.
boarding school or
Not born. There was an option for boarding, but because my aunt is in Pietermaritzburg, I don't think it made financial sense to be
in boarding
in
school?
boarding school. But it's a Christian school, very, very strict Christian school. That's where you can question, how did you fit in? Now, those questions you can ask.
So how did you fit in there?
Eish, man. Yeah. Do you know the structure of a Christian school?
No.
Yeah.
Well, my son is in a Christian school actually, but it's not a boarding school. But
Yeah, maybe it's different. I don't know, man. Back then, I think it felt, yeah, but let me just talk about my school and leave other schools.
I'll tell you if it's the same.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah, but basically it's mornings, assembly, prayer, classrooms, before every lesson, prayer, in between classes, if the Holy Spirit does something or lays something on the teacher, the lesson.
but this is high school, right?
It's
So
high
at least the
school.
kids are much
It's
more.
high
Because I think my son is in primary, so I don't think they will
yeah,
understand
yeah.
about the whole Holy Spirit dynamic.
Yeah. So I think even in the Christian school, I think our teachers were like our parents. I think that's how we view them from the nature of how they handle themselves. You didn't feel like I'm going to an English teacher. It felt like you're going to a parent because when you get there, you can be yourself. At the same time, you know that you can't be too much of yourself because galoko, these are all the teachers. They still believe in dressing a certain way, in behaving a certain way, sitting a certain way, and especially Christian values. Those were very much
Instilled in you guys.
instilled. Payana, you can't swear, you can't. We didn't even think of certain things because we are in such a protected. I want to use protected actually.
Guys, I think I need a pen, man.
Environment.
There's questions that I have that I forget that I would like to jot down as we speak. That's what I love about podcasts. This is not TV. You can just ask for a pen in the middle of the podcast. but listen, while they're looking for the pen, so I had a teacher in high school. Her name was Miss Latif. She was Muslim. So she was teaching us Afrikaans. So literally every class that goes in, so every period, so a new class would come in, she would have this I used to know that Muslim prayer, I forgot it now. We used to recite it every time. And every single class that came in, so if she had thank you so much. So if we had and maybe, I don't know, a paper or something. Okay, no, don't worry, I have a paper here. If she had 20 periods a day, she would pray that prayer 20 times a day. And she would tell us a little bit about Allah, but no one really cared. My school was similar to a user situation, but not exactly, but something similar, so no one really cared.
You watched Izo.
Yeah, I did, but I was when it came out, I was still in primary, so I was very young. So anyway, so you're talking about yes, so this was my question. Do you think that whole Christian setup now in high school and that whole strict, because I know sometimes Christian schools, what they try to do is they would, yeah, that's mostly blinkers, the thing they put on horses. So sometimes I know Christian schools will try to put those and make you as if you're in this bubble of a world, but you're not. Did that experience, but when you go outside in the outside world, that's, for example, they say don't swear. Then we go home, then kids are swearing, then they're like, "Ugh." So how was that experience? How did that make you feel?
I think when
Or did you have such an experience?
no many times, because I mean when you're around, if you're a teenager, any teenager, you just want to challenge anything that doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
So that's how we were, even in the way that there were all these Christian values around us. You always want to find a way to challenge it, and there wasn't much room to challenge it in the school setup because zofunda, but we had to learn. There's no time for you to be debating why are we praying for 5 hours instead of learning English. You don't have time for that because you don't see anything wrong because it's a culture. It's like it's a norm. So even if you were to challenge it, you're like, but how? Who? Because it's God, you know. But I believe after school, outside of school, I think then that's where.
Did you guys get a shock?
Not really a shock because we know what's happening outside.
Oh, okay.
I think outside you are able to be yourself, but then when you come inside, you need to put on something else.
So you guys, in other words, were faking, or not faking, but you were putting on this other person.
We need to put on what is acceptable here for these hours that we are here, you know. And we didn't even think of it like that. It just became like, okay, we're at school now. Yeah,
Oh, you put on this
blazer
costume.
and all
Yeah.
these things, you know. And it didn't feel abnormal. It just felt like, okay, this is the space we're walking in, and this is how we're going to behave when we're here. But if we are here and we're making plans for outside of school, we make those plans during break time. And not that we didn't challenge. We have naughty kids. I think even in a Christian school, you have naughty kids. And because we're a group of 5 girls, yeah, I think anything that has a group in it is bound to bend the rules here and there.
Were you the cool kid?
Not cool. Yeah, we were never cool. But I think because the friendship circle we were in allowed us to be ourselves to a point where to a point where we became extra. Not even naughty in the sense you're naughty, but if my friend is at the back giggling about something and I can identify that laugh, I'm just going to laugh.
Even though
I
you
don't know
know
what you're
what's
laughing
happening.
about.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes this contagious thing. And so basically my friends and I, we got to be very close to the teachers because we'll always be like, one
So
of
you
you
guys
go
were teachers'
outside,
pets?
come back. Go outside, come back. Yeah, there was a period because we got, I don't know if the school still allow that. You know, not career day, but you know when you shadow someone that you'd like to be one day, that was for 2 weeks. My friends and I, we used that time for into ngapatlanga to a point where our deputy principal found out, and he called us in. I don't think he knew how to discipline us because it was like, you know, he ended up just being a father instead of being a principal because I think it was, that's why I'm saying I really, really appreciate the way I grew up because, I mean, like, as much as it's a strict thing, but you always found ways to be, you know, and be yourself around it. And I think it's because of the friends as well that I had in that school. And I'll always be grateful for them, even though sometimes I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't complicated.
So,
outside we were ourselves. Inside, let's be in this thing, but be ourselves.
And this is your high school era, ne?
High school, grade 8 to 12.
Yeah, okay. Did you fail in between or you just passed right through? Wow, really? I failed like 5 times, you know, before I got to meet. The times are hard. Were you an A student?
I wouldn't say that. If the passing percent was 30%, I was like 30.
You're
Like,
there.
happy for 30.
Do you think because you just wanted to pass as a kid, or do you think if you put in more effort, you could have got the higher marks?
I never understood why I was at school, even in high school. I didn't know what I'm going to do with it. So I think you just sit in a class because you have to be in a class. The one subject that I found very difficult, which was maths, when I walked in that period, I lay down. I didn't even open my book. I lay down and I'm like this. and I sleep throughout the maths period. Kaloku maths, if you miss the foundations from grade 8 and 9, you don't even try.
No, I didn't do
in
maths, so
grade
I
10,
wouldn't know.
you're going to catch up.
I didn't even try.
Yeah, no. It was like, also because, when they announced to say, okay, grade 12s and 11s, in order for you to pass, you need to at least only fail 2. Yeah, well, so that announcement, I don't know if it was good or bad. So I looked at my subjects and I looked at, okay, I'm failing maths, I don't like maths. So this is the one I'm going to fail. I just knew.
So you're like, okay,
I knew I'm not even
if
gonna
I'm failing one, it's
try.
this one.
We knew. And I think even in grade 11, when we were given a chance to change subjects quickly, one of my friends was very smart. Like, she called us, like a meeting. Okay, guys, please, I know you are good in this and this and this. If they say change, please change it to that. If they say fail, at least this one we know. It was like that group that,
okay.
like, we can't fail, guys, but what are you good at? What are you not? And one of our friends, Jabulo, knew us so well to say, if they say change, when I saw physics, you go tourism. And I did that.
Shout out to Nonjabulo. We see you.
And also gone back because we're just changing and we're going with the flow. We're not thinking university. We're not thinking what you're going to need to enter. We're not thinking like that. We're thinking we just need to pass.
So now, after matric, how do you know what you want to do?
I didn't know.
So what did you do?
I think I'd like to believe it's God, even though sometimes at that time I don't think it was him. In our schools, because it's a Christian school, we have a lot of organizations that come in, like your Love Life and all these. But there was one organization, Christian organization, which is Foxfires. It's similar to Youth for Christ, where they go in the schools and they talk about Christ. But the way they did it, it's very life skills. Christ, but life skills in between. And they come every year in our school. So I think when it was time for me to apply, because I lived with my cousin, Lontatangai, apart from the others, because others had to live in different provinces. But the one that was always with me, she knew what she wanted to be.
What did she want to be?
So, a lawyer.
Is she a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She is.
Shout out to you, cuz.
Usemtata, LP Tshwane.
Oh, wow. We see you.
She's got her own practice.
Really?
Like, she's always had her head, like, boom. So even grade 12, when it's time to apply, I was like folding my arms, like, and endly, they always ask, like, we see Ulinda applying. When are you
And then there's
applying?
pressure on you, right? Exactly.
When are you applying?
Exactly.
I really was clueless in terms of what am I going to do, to a point where I don't even apply. I didn't.
So what did you
But
do?
one of my teachers, that's why I think I appreciate teachers who become parents, because they identify, they see beyond academics when they see you. So, because he was like, and it's a he was like, why don't you give Foxfires a try? Especially because you don't yet know what you want to study. And as much as when I went, I think my family didn't know. My mom didn't know I applied for Foxfire. So I applied, my application went through, and they called us for interviews in our school uniform. So I don't think my mom knew. I think my mom, because bus land, like they fetch you from where you are and they take you to their base for the interviews and all of that. I think my mom knew when I got accepted. About, okay, I'm going for Foxfires. What is Foxfire? It's not a university. You're not going to graduate. Yeah, all of that. So you before you even explain what Foxfires is, in your mind, you already know that the norm is finish grade 12, go to university, graduate, get a job, and just, So I think it was very difficult for me to explain, because I kept saying gap year program, gap year program, gap year program. Because now I don't know.
So you wanted to do a gap year program?
No, I didn't. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I knew I loved Foxfires. So when my teacher recommended it, it didn't seem like...
So did you get accepted at Foxfires?
Yeah, I did.
And then what happened?
I think most people were getting accepted there.
So they took everyone.
Because I remember in the interview, one of the questions they ask is, so because it's a Christian organization and you're going to be spreading the gospel, so how do you know you're born again? Oh my goodness. I mean, you're in a Christian school from grade 8. The answers we were giving, because he talks to me.
And you're like, hey, I haven't heard him speak.
Because he talks to me, and they were looking at us. Even when we got accepted, our leaders were laughing at us. They're like, guys, the answers you were giving, one of you said you swallowed him. That's how you know.
I'm kidding you, yes.
And also gone, you're in a Christian school your whole life, and every assembly you're going up to accept Christ.
But don't you
Yet
feel that's
don't
the
even-
language
yeah.
you are learned to speak, even though sometimes you don't even understand it?
No, we didn't understand most of the things, unfortunately.
That you are speaking, but it's a language that you know that if I speak this, I sound like it. Ne?
Born again.
Yeah.
Born
Okay, so
again
now you get
Christian.
accepted at Foxfires. Where
I
do
get
you go?
accepted in Foxfires.
So this is straight after matric.
Straight after matric, and I think that was a life-turning moment for me.
Okay.
That year, because as much as it's a program that's just only for a year, you're serving young people, old age schools, churches. You're just spreading the gospel.
Was it within KZN area?
Those years we were traveling the entire province. I think we even went out of the country. I don't remember, but there was a war between two countries up in Africa. I'm terrible with geography, guys, but we went there at a time where there was war, and I was like, oh my goodness! But we didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
We didn't know that. All we knew was that African Enterprise was invited to work with some of the churches that were there, and to us, we're just there to minister. But there are people with guns somewhere, and we just didn't have that.
So how
And
long
we
did
were
it?
not
So how long did it do
told.
Foxfires?
It was a year.
And then after that,
After that, it was Cape Town. And I think the reason I want to say Foxfires was a life-turning moment.
oh sorry,
for
yes,
me.
oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it's because I mean, like in life, you have an idea of what you are here to do based on what you see other people doing. But I think as much as Foxfires was just that program that spreads the gospel, I think for me it became very personal. It was a time where I really, really understand who God is for the first time. Because Payana, you are ministering, so you get a chance to prepare. In the preparation times, in the debrief times, in the times, there's a lot of fasting, Gepa. In the times of fasting, in the times of prayer, I think it became a time where not only am I wanting to serve others, it was a time for me to really understand who God is. And I'm glad I took that time for that. Because I knew, as if you know your identity and know what you're here for on earth for the first time. I just knew what it was, even though I couldn't pinpoint what this is it. But it gave me a deeper understanding as to what it is that God wants me to do, and most importantly, how do I fit in this Jesus story? And I took it, I owned it to a point where even after Foxfires, when I told my family, okay, I'm going to Cape Town, I'm going to study psychology and all of that.
Shout out to Foxfires. Are they still around?
They're still around.
Shout out to Foxfires.
It's a beautiful program. And Youth for Christ. Very, very, like any young person actually who doesn't know what they want to do, rather than going to study anything just for the sake of studying, I believe that those gap year programs are very important for someone who's trying to rediscover what.
So that's the year of post-matric that you discovered who you are and what you want to do. So tell me.
Perfect time.
So you're this girl from Matatiela or from Mount
Frey.
And you go to boarding school, primary and high school. Well, high school wasn't boarding school, but so you go to the school. And so you're saying all this time, you don't know, what you want to be, whether you want to be an Oprah Winfrey or you want to be Felicia Mabuza.
When you watch movies, you know what you want to do. When the movie's finished, it's like, why?
For example, your cousin knew she always wanted to be a lawyer,
Yeah,
and
she
she
knew.
gone for that, and she
Between interior design and being a lawyer, she knew,
Oh, that's
also
not
her
me.
personality.
So when I had no idea,
No.
zero,
Zero.
not even a firefighter at some point.
If I watched a movie where they were airing and showing the life of an air hostess, I'm going to be an air hostess.
So you never even wanted to be a soldier, a firefighter at some point?
No. For me, life was around my friends. So it's as if after high school, my friends and I were going, I don't know where, to a point where, you remember Uzola 7? I don't know which generation you guys are.
So that's the husband that's laughing, who is
Why is he here?
the fact checker. But I've heard this Zola 7 story, but I had to keep quiet now because for the first time she's going to tell this story.
We were inspired.
It's a good story.
You kept on saying, Zola 7. Now she's saying,
We were inspired by Uzolo 7, and this was the boarding school
Can you
years
just quick
now.
tell what Zola 7 is?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have time, but I'm asked to stretch time a bit. So Uzola 7 was a show that we had back in the early 2000s. Basically, you went around and made people's dreams come through within a matter of 3 days. And it was a show that played on SAPC 1. Shout out to Zola 7, he's still around.
Yes.
Yeah, man, big ups. He made people's dreams come through. So
Yeah.
yeah, Zola 7.
We wrote letters, like we wrote letters.
Zola 7?
This is a boarding school area now.
Yeah.
This is before grade 8. My friends and I in boarding
Before
school.
grade 8?
Before grade 8.
In primary? In Zola 7?
Because these two best friends of mine in boarding school, they could rap. They were just writing. And we could rap about anything.
So did you also rap?
Yeah, we had to.
What's
and
your
come
rap
up with the
name?
beats and all of that. No, I'm not.
Lo mntu uthi wazalwa before ifone kodwa primary school uzola 7.
I demand.
All I know is there were no phones.
No, but remember, in Mount Fred, she's right.
There
Because
were
in the
no
villages,
phones.
in Mount Fred,
There
that
were no
time, there were no
phones
phones.
there.
But in the townships, because when I grew up in Tembis, different story. So in the townships, there were phones at that time.
Stop it. Besikwazi nokuyifotsha yabona uma ilokiwe benesiciko ngosifone.
Yeah.
So befakwa
It's
isiciko
true.
but besifone pha.
Go give a chip.
Yabona into edropayo le. U0 upressa kayi1.
Yeah.
Let's say if it was 0011.
Yeah.
So bowuthi bowuqala uthi 1 uphinde uthi 1. If u2 uthi 1 2. If u3 1 2 3.
Also, you press it twice.
Engene phone bra.
Hey, my God. Fraudsters.
Fraudsters.
Hey, Mkhwanazi, Magafi. You didn't know the story, did you?
No.
Okay, but wait, man, it's fine. Now you know.
Yes.
So Zola 7, your friend, you had a rap name.
Yes.
But tell us your rap name, pal.
No.
Nama used to rap.
We even had a book. And at home, they made fun of that book. But we were sure that we were going to be singers and Uzola 7 was going to make it happen.
But
Didn't
okay,
respond.
just tell us your rap name.
No, he didn't respond to any of our letters. Also, we knew because everyone was writing there. But before he even responded, I packed my bags.
But wait, man, it's fine. One don't tell your rap name.
No, it doesn't matter.
So it was 3 girls.
Yeah. Undi Nondru.
And you?
Yes. No.
You were Kate. Okay, you were Kate.
I was just making the beats.
Can you make one of us? Can you remember? How did you
Please,
make it?
we need to move on. My life is still long.
No, Pella, when I call you for a part 2. Because I haven't gotten, this was my first question. I haven't gotten to all my questions. But anyway,
Yeah.
so you write to Zola 7 and you pack your bags before he even replies.
Yeah, grade 7. Kalok, now we're moving to high school, but all I know is that we're dropping out of school with my friends.
Yeah, man.
We are going to Zola 7. So, and I remember when I got home, I did all my washing and it was raining. So the clothes didn't dry. I was packing them, zit damp, zit out. And my aunt is just looking at me. I didn't know she's calling my mom and telling everyone, hey, we are. We had a plan. One of our male friends, Kwakune, what do you call these? You guys use them in Joburg as a taxi.
Eventually.
Eventer. So we had a plan, but I mean, we were kids, guys. Come on.
And so how far did you go? How far did you get to the bus stop?
No, it's just packing and waiting for something.
So what was the plan?
happen. We were sure it was going to happen. I think so. We had dreams to be singers.
So
out
that's
there and
the one dream you
rappers.
remember.
Yes.
So you said something about, so it's also a good thing, ne? Because I know there's lots of pressure being put on kids. After school. You know, parents be like, why don't you know? No, but look at Uskumbuzo. He knows what he wants. And now as a kid, you feel a bit pressured, you know? I think that there's something wrong with you. But in other words, you're saying it's okay if you don't know what you want to do.
Yeah, it's good not to know. There's nothing wrong with that because not knowing will help you discover than being forced and pushed into something prematurely. Then you have no interest, you have no passion for it. So I really believe in going for what you are excited about, no matter what it looks like.
Quickly,
But to answer you, I think teachers do play a very, very crucial role. And it wasn't just my teachers. It was our youth pastors, 2 male youth pastors, Mr. Mkunu, Nosne. I will never
Shout out to Mr. Mkunu.
Nosne.
It's not the one that's getting arrested now or being charged. Oh, okay.
No. Because I mean, I had that space. It was school. It was a youth group. It was my friends. That's it. And between my school
Wait,
and
so when you say a youth pastor, so you had a church as well,
Yeah.
outside of school.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My church as well. So my church kind of had a relationship with my school because
Oh,
we did a lot
okay.
of mission trips during the school holidays.
okay.
My Eastern Cape, here, Zimbabwe. So it was
Oh,
that
okay.
kind of a thing, and of which I'm still grateful for. But I think when you're around teachers, they don't just focus on the academics. They see you and they see potential. And even if they say it once or twice, because your teacher is not just your teacher. Whatever your teacher says as a child.
Back then, not now.
Back then, you take it as, oh my goodness, you see
Yeah,
me.
it was
you
the
see
golden
me.
truth.
Yes.
If your teacher said the sky is purple, the sky is purple.
Yeah. And I think even my youth leaders, they didn't take the role of youth leadership. They took the big brother role. So it was very easy to relate. Even things about dating. I remember they took us out once to a restaurant for coffee. And we thought we were just going to talk nonsense because we're that group. But they were talking to us about dating. And I love that about them because they didn't make it seem like it's so evil. They prepared us. They prepared us as big brothers, as this is what's out there. So when you do start dating, look out for this, look out for that. Don't forget who you are. And I appreciate those conversations.
So how do you end up in Cape Town?
I end up in Cape Town because while we're wrapping up our Foxfire years,
Yeah.
because some of the former Foxfire members studied in Cornerstone.
What's Cornerstone?
Cornerstone breaks my heart.
What?
Cornerstone was a Christian college.
Is it dead now?
No, it's still there, but now they've secularized it.
So it's no longer
It's
Christian.
no longer Christian.
Okay,
It's Christian university. It's also moving from college to institute, but they're still in the process of making it public,
Okay.
which is good for other people to be able to access non-NSFAS. So because of our former Foxfire members, because we kept relationships as Foxfires, so some of them came through to Cornerstone, and they explained the learning environment. That, it's few people in the class. Because when you think university, you think 100 people. But university, when is our time up?
No, it's not. Can you go 5 more minutes? Can't you just wrap up this question? Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna call you definitely you must come for the second.
Okay.
Yeah, because literally I didn't even get to one question. But anyway, yeah. So so Foxfire years you kept together.
I think also because I still needed that Christian environment. So a Christian college, smaller in a classroom. It just made
So they're the ones
sense.
that recommended Cornerstone.
It's the former Foxfire members who have gone through.
So there was no Cornerstone anywhere else in the country.
It's even now. It's still
Or
the
only
only
Cape
one
Town.
in Cape
Okay,
Town,
cool.
Yeah.
And how do your parents feel that? Last question, because I promise. So how do your parents feel now? They know that you are not going to study. Because when you say you're going to study, what did you study anyway?
Psychology, then dropped out.
Why are you going to become a psychologist?
Back then, that was the desire up until it challenged me with personal things. And I was like, no, moving on.
Okay, so now you come to Cape Town. So that's how you came to Cape Town.
Yes.
You came to study at Cornerstone.
Study Cornerstone, study psychology so that I can work with teenagers.
Last question, I promise. When you look back, I'll ask you this question again, but when you look back to everything you just said now, ne? If you were to see the 8-year-old or 10-year-old you, what would you say to them? With all the experience you have now, I believe you're married?
Yes, I
Exactly.
am.
So with being married and having kids and all that, to the 8 or 10-year-old you, what would you say to that girl now?
Sure, you're on the right track, Mtanam. Like, just continue to be yourself, explore what's out there, with all the limitations that are there. But opportunities are coming your way, and when you grab them, enjoy them. Find joy in all that you will do.
So to that child, Osematatiela now, that's what you'd say to them?
Yeah.
But what opportunities? What if there's no opportunities? Because remember, you came from, I would say, a bit privileged home because your mother worked as a nurse and you went to boarding school.
But
so
we
Foxfire.
you'd be shocked too. We were not. Because
But I'm saying to that child now, where opportunities are not as.
No, there are opportunities. What I mean by opportunities, I think even for a child back then, it's saying that if there's a chance to make friends, make friends.
Oh, okay.
Not deep like, big open doors. No, like any chance for you, any space that's going to be open for you to allow you to discover who you are and be yourself in that space. Grab that opportunity. as small as it is. Because I didn't have big opportunities that made money and things like that. It was just opportunities that allowed me to be myself and enjoy being myself. That's why me, guys, I'm who I am wherever I go.
No, that's good, man. You said Sis K was, no?
Yes.
Because I say your name wrong. So Sis K, thank you so much. We're really going to call you for, I think, even the 4th edition, because I think for me, I just touched the surface. There's so much that I want to go into within your childhood as well. And how this, but thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it, and yeah, we look forward to having you again. So yeah, people can comment about her there in the comments. If you have more questions, you can get to ask her, because yeah, then next time we bring her. So guys, that brings us to the end. So please like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that when you drop an episode, you'll be notified. Till next time.